Hey, well, welcome back to Warrior Wisdom. And today I got to cover something that I believe can save some of your and your people's businesses. But the question I'll start out with is this are you making this costly mistake? I know, drama. What does that mean? What mistake am I missing out on? What am I talking about? And the mistake is this, is I know when I first got started in this business, how about you? My thought was that I had to know everything about everything and I had to be super interesting to people in order for them to be able to buy or join me. I had to become the expert. I had to sound good. I had to be charismatic. I had to be that stage speaker. And I'm like, man, that's kind of stressful right there. Is anyone here more of an introvert like I am? Like, put a one in the comments if you're an introvert. Some of you are like, nah, I'm for sure not that way, which is great as well, too, by the way. Nothing wrong about that. But one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen that I've made and that so many people make in the world is that they think that in order to be influential, they need to be highly interesting. You talk with your prospect, and all of a sudden they're asking about the drops, they're asking about the business, and you're like, Zoom. You have this whole thing. I was about to say a word that Andrew would not like. You have this whole list of things. It goes boom, 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 boom. You're talking, you're coaching your teammate. This is where I see a big mistake happen. And you have this opportunity to coach your teammates. And all of a sudden, you're giving them the life story. And it's like an hour long. I've been on calls, no joke, in my career where someone's been talking to me. And I swear I could have just put the phone away. And for 30 minutes, it's like there's no breath. And I'm like, let's keep on going right there, right? And what people don't realize, and what I didn't realize at first is no one's actually interested in what you have to say. The reality is this, and it comes all the way back to How to Win Friends and Influence People, that great OG book, is that people are only interested in themselves. Let's be real, right? Case in point, when you take a look at a photo with a bunch of people in it, whose face do you look at first? Do I look at my lovely wife's face? Do I look at my teammates' faces? No, I'm like scrolling through, I'm zooming in and I'm looking at my face and I'm like, how do I look? Are my eyes open? How's my hair? Right? Put me in the comments if you're willing to admit, like, that's just how it is. And if you're not, wow, I need to talk to you like that. You are a fascinating person, right? This is a reality of things. But if you understand this principle and if you understand human nature, then you can work with that in your business rather than work against it. And it's been one of my biggest secrets on how we've been able to recruit more, biggest secrets on how we've been able to gain influence, biggest secrets on raising leaders. And the snippet is this, is that warriors are interested, not interesting. Warriors are interested, not interesting. Put interested in the chats below. And it's such a crucial shift. And I want us all to kind of do a mental inventory of this is when I'm in my conversations, am I actually being interested or interesting? Now, many times I think we think we're being interested. Let me tell you a big mistake that I made that led me into a wrong path. So as I was new into my entrepreneurship, I learned this principle. And I learned that if you start to ask people questions, they're going to tell you everything that you want to hear, right? If you want to find more customers, ask people about their challenges. They're going to tell you their challenges. Oh, I can help them, right? If you want to recruit more people into your business, ask them about their financial challenges and stuff. They're going to tell you all that. So I remember I was a newbie and trying to sharpen up this skill. I'm trying to open up my skill sets here. I go up to one of my friends in college and I'm like, I got it. I'm going to be interested, not interesting. So I start having a conversation. I'm trying to recruit her. So I'm having this and I'm asking her questions. I'm like, hey, what are you doing for work? Right. And then she starts to explain what her work is. And I went the wrong path. Just because we're asking a question does not mean that we're being interested. And what happened was this, is I was trying to lead her down a path intentionally so that I could get her. You know what I'm talking about? It's like I'm trying to set this up so she's going to say the right things so that I can come back with what I want to say. What I really wanted is I wanted her to say yes and get started and get recruited. So my how's work? Oh, and she tells me about her job. I'm like, oh man, that must suck. You know, I'm trying to have her say something so I can just jump right in. And what happened is in that conversation, because my intention was I just want to recruit you, there did come a part in the conversation that I ended up inviting her to take a look at the business. And I'm like, hey, I have the perfect opportunity. Would you be interested? And guess what she said? She said, James, did you just talk to me just so you could try to recruit me? Or did you actually want to just talk to me? And I'm like, oh, and I had to play it off somehow, right? But the reality was this: I actually just wanted a recruiter. Intentions matter. I hope this clicks. Outwardly, it's not about what we say. It's not a tactical thing. She was super bold. You know, we're still friends, so it was okay. But I learned a valuable lesson that day is being interested, it's an intention. When you're interested in people, I'm not trying to just be interested in say something so I can say something. Who here's ever been around someone before where you knew they were just waiting for an open door to share what they wanted to share? You know what I'm talking about? Like, you're like, you didn't care about me. You didn't care about me. So I learned and I challenged myself to just start to talk to people, to listen, to actually ask questions, to be interested. You can tell because of the follow-up questions that you can ask. You can tell because of the engagement that you have. You can tell based on what you remember afterwards. And I want to challenge us all on this as you're doing your engagement sandwich, for example. We're commenting on people's Facebook, right? We do want to connect with people that can be prospects and partners and customers, and that's not a bad thing. But what I do is this, is when you're actually connecting with people, shift your brain and think it's all about them and be genuinely in that conversation. And I'll tell you this, you're going to have deeper connections. You're going to have great relationships, and people are actually going to be wanting to know more information about what it is that you do as well too. That's the power of utilizing the machine so that it can do the business stuff, so that you can show up more just as a human being. So my challenge to all of us here today is this, is in all of your conversations, can we just be genuinely interested and see what starts to happen there? I know with a story. I was just at a networking event. I was with Eva Chavez, one of our directors here. It was a lot of fun. You have a booth and she set it up super nice. And we're talking about the drops, talking about the business. And if you've ever been in a networking situation before, it's a big opportunity where you see a lot of people actually playing this wrong. You see a lot of people just trying to pitch everybody all the time, right? But what I've learned to do now is I just go up to people. I'm just asking questions. I just go up to people. I'm just befriending them. I'm just going up to people. I'm like, man, I just want to get to know you, right? Tell me about your life. Tell me about everything. Tell me about your business. And you know what happened at the end of every single conversation? They're like, can you tell me more about what you do? Like, can you tell me more about what these drops are? Can you tell me more about your business? I'm like, sure. Because human nature is when they start to realize that there's so much attention put on them, they want to reciprocate. They want to genuinely know about what you do and how they can help you, because it is so uncommon for people to be genuinely interested without an agenda. But if you're that different warrior there, if you're that different person, if you're genuinely interested, not interesting, just watch how everything shifts. All right. So with that said, I hope this was encouraging. If it was, might consider subscribing. We put this on YouTube, or share this with somebody. But that, continue to go out there and be that warrior in your business and life. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great one.